Yes lads, Retox from iKonik here, bringing you a war recap. And this one we're going to cover two wars, technically. We went up against Emphatic Elite, and then straight after we went up against ByeForever. So two relatively big fair play clans, Emphatic Elite the bigger of the two. Back to back, took the win on them both. So the Emphatic Elite war was before the update. So this was with the 330 times and the normal Valks, etc. Now, sadly for this, the replays got wiped. Literally, as the war ended, it came the update for the thing, so I've got no replay to show you on this one. We won this one 86 to 83 stars. You can see we got two Town Hall 10 triples, both by Cross for a 6-star war, so shout out to him. They didn't get any triples on R10s. They did get Jake was a 9.5, and they failed to 2-star Slayer, our number one. A lot of tries on Slayer and just couldn't get it done. Obviously, all the 9s cleared on both sides, as expected in a war of this calibre. Honestly, their 9s just destroyed us. They ripped through our bases in no time at all. Their 9s performed better than ours did, but our 10s really came through on this and got the job done. So as well as that, I know CRB had a really good war, taking out the 7 and 8, both of their top 9s. I think they're both fresh actually, so a really good job to him. But let's jump into the war against ByeForever, where we can actually show you some recaps. So as soon as we finished, the update happened, we searched, and I woke up to this at least. And it was a really good war. What they did to our bases, they missed a Town Hall 10 2-star, and they missed Town Hall 11 2-star, no Town Hall 10 triples, and I believe they might have missed a 9 or 2. Yeah, Alex, Monkey, Smotch. So they actually missed 3 9s, I didn't think it was that many. As you see, it's 86 to 79 was the end of the game. And we got 2 Town Hall 10 triples, just like last war, with a good percent, 57 on number 1, which was standard, 72%, 80%, and then 87%, as well as the 2 triples, one by Mac and one by Jin. And we'll just start going through some replays. There were so many nice attacks in this war, so I'm going to have to break some up into separate videos, because we would literally be here for an hour otherwise. A lot of fresh hits, not loads. Obviously, this was our first war with the 3-minute time, so you had quite a lot of 90+%, but I think we still freshed about a 50% rate on the Town Hall 9s, which is, I wasn't too upset with the guys for that. It's pretty good for the first war out of the update. So we'll start with Mac's hit on number 4. So Mac was a Town Hall 11, and he dropped down onto this Town Hall 10, their number 4. Relatively low base as far as Town Hall 10 goes. He's got the level 1s Infernos, one's on single, one's on multi. And what he's going to do here is just drop down his first golem. See, he's got 2 golems and a CC, which I believe is a 4th golem. He's got the Queen in to back up. And you see he's actually got 15 hogs on this. So and so did the next triple you'll see. It was quite a heavy hog grade. So hogs are definitely doing some work at the moment for us on these Town Hall 9 defense Town Hall 10s. So you see he's got his golems all pushing in now. Got some giants down. Still got the CC, giants and a pecker in the CC there. So he's got fairly big kill squad all moving in now. King's just about to go ahead and lock on to the enemy queen. She's going to go down. Got a poison down for the CC. That single inferno needs to go down really, because it's on multi, and if it locks onto the wrong target like the king, you're in trouble, because it will build up some damage. In come the hogs on this south side, working up towards the west. Still got all of his heroes' abilities there, the king, the queen and the warden. Just popped the kings on the north side of the screen you just saw. Heal down as the hogs run into a bomb, just well timed, maybe a little bit late if anything. Still got a heal in the bag, still got a jump in the bag. I don't know whether he forgot to put this down or just wanted to swag it out, but he doesn't use this, or I don't think he does. Maybe for cleanup. Again, heal down, just gets it in time to negate the double giant bombs. They hit them separately. Got a loon on the back end, and we are now just on cleanup. As soon as these last couple of defences go down, just the one cannon to drop. You got 3 hogs and a couple of loons coming for it. It's definitely going to go down. Just takes out a hog before it does, and we've got a minute of cleanup. And yeah, you see he does drop the jump down, just let the queen out and get around, which did the job. And that's it, that was our first Town Hall 10 3-star this war. So, trick direction, sorry about that. Next up you've got Jin taking on the number 6, which was their bottom Town Hall 10, but this was actually a fresh Town Hall 10 3-star. So really nice for Jin. And 24 hogs, you really just don't see that against Infernos nowadays. They're both on single actually, which is obviously why you could go with so many hogs here, and that was the way to go. So he's got a minion down, start making the funnel. He's just dropped 2 golems. Try and keep a bit more zoomed out. He's just had 2 witches come at the CC, a couple of wizards, a couple of barbs. Lava Hound goes down at the CC in a loom, which he's got under poison, so that will go down pretty quickly. Gonna go ahead and drop his jump just to push him in. Gonna let him all the way to get the queen into the Inferno and just start progressing through the base. See, the Hound's just gone down, so Queen's dealing with those pups along with the wizards. They all push through. Both of the defending heroes are now down, and he's starting his hogs from the south side. They're going to be working their way up to the east. He's got 3 heals for this raid. So here goes the first heal. Just lost a couple to hogs there. First Inferno Tower is just about to go down. Keeping everything on path. He's still got the Queen ability. Hogs are moving up. He's going to go ahead and drop his second heal down any second. There it goes. A lot of skellies on him. I'm not sure if he drops his poison yet or not. Probably should have dropped that by now. I think there's just a lot going on and he forgot to drop that, but could have been way early on getting those skellies out of the way, because they do add up a lot of damage, to be honest. And you see he hasn't got the level 6 hogs yet. Last try and bomb, they get hit just under the last bit of heal, just enough to get the job done. See, now goes and puts the poison down. Doesn't really get any use. That could have been a lot earlier, but gets the job done nonetheless. Really nice, and especially for a fresh hit, can't argue with that whatsoever. It was a great hit by Jim. Okay, so next up we're going to watch some fresh hit raids. There was just so many raids to pick from to show on this video, so apologies if you're in the clan I didn't show you videos. You might be in a separate highlight video, or you might not be in at all. There was just so many nice attacks. So we're going to show King Aids taking on their number 10. So he's got a Queen Walk Larloon. You're going to see a lot of Queen Walks from this, because I mean, you see in a lot of these top clans nowadays that you put an expo on grounder essentially just to try and block Queen Walks, put the extra bit of points on to force, well, not necessarily to block them, but just to force the spells out, and they work really well on ground, to be honest. But this clan didn't seem to do that whatsoever. And the reason I'm saying they work well on ground, I don't know if some people probably listen to me like, what's he talking about, is they get a far better reach on the Queen for a Queen Walk, and if there's 2 point difference as well, which then adds up to 3, especially with the new expo damage, which forces a spell. She can't survive under a 3 point defense, so it's going to force a spell out. As well as that, they make players go for air attacks when they see ground expos. So especially when you're forcing them to Queen Walk and use spells, you're just taking away their spells on for their flight part of the raid, which is always really nice. You see, you just have to pop the ability up there in the north, because the CC came out with Valks, and the Valks are just so good now. So I mean, I think most of their bases were just last meta kind of. They were good bases to an extent, but they were designs we've come up against time and time again, and nothing to really defend against this new meta at the moment. So it wasn't too hard to transition to back to the old time of 30 seconds, but still really good war. And obviously, I respect to them. I don't think I actually said that at the start, but they put up a really good fight. We had good lucks all going around on Twitter and the Fair Play Leaders chat, everything. It was all good vibes on this war, and really friendly group of guys, so good, big respect to them. So yeah, he's just got the rage down when he's hit this Tesla farm. Just so much going on at the moment. He's absolutely crushing this base. So he's still got 2 hounds up. Queen's just starting to beat through a wall, and she'll be back in with the action. Hounds really aren't doing that great of a job for tanking for everything here. Finally the Tesla locks on. And you've still got a wizard tower down south, but as soon as that goes down, we're just on clean up. You've got some wizards and pups working around the base. it just me, or did a hound just pop there and no pups came out? I think it did. I'm guessing I'm wrong, but it looked like that to me. Oh well. We'll just speed through that, and next up we're going to watch an attack on number 11, just one more down. This was by banging again, this was a fresh hit. So you see he's got the Queen Walk with a Govarho, which is, I'm not even sure if it's actually a Govarho, he might not have a Golem in that CC. Which this is the new meta at the moment. The Valks are just so good. They attack so quickly. They're just shredding through things. Those little redheads just fly. You don't even need a raid on them whatsoever anymore. You can just heal them up. I think one of their guys did do a raid on us. We haven't done it yet. I think they're a bit cheaper of a raid to do. Personally, I love Valks, but I've been a bit skeptical to do a Valk only raid so far. But one of their guys did do a raid where he didn't bring any hulk. He just went mass on Valks and just kind of brought enough heals to keep him going. And it shredded our base. I mean, he just walked the whole thing, and it didn't even look tight for a second, to be honest. I think the Valks even broke out of a wall at one point, went out the base, and came back in, and they just stayed up the whole raid. One heal, they're back up to full health, and they just kill so quickly now. So you see, his Queen Walk's been broken in. He's just doing some work here, and he did bring a Golem in the CC, so he's just going to break this wall open, and it's going to allow him to send his Valks in and push down towards the Queen compartment. This is what I mean by the bases being a little bit past meta. There's a lot of dead zone bases which have kind of been proven to not be too effective nowadays, because you can just, especially with Queen Walks and Valks, you just can Queen Walk one part of the base and Valk down another channel all the way to the Queen, and you barely leave anything to hog whatsoever. When I do these raids, I only bring about 8 hogs. That's all I tend to need. So the Queen's going to continue on around to the north now. Obviously both the enemy heroes have just dropped. Double giant bomb set triggered by some hogs there. All these hogs will come in at the top. Wizards to clean up behind. Just working their way through the base now. Just got this south section left. Still got a heal in the bag. Loads of hogs working their way down. So he does go ahead and drop the hill there. Skelly Trap comes out as well, so probably a good thing he did. So the Queen's just cleaning up top, that's all done up there now. Last couple of defences, about to go down. He's got a Wizard Tower and a Mortar here. You've got a healer on his hogs, just keeping them up throughout this last little bit of damage. Both heroes are pretty much on full HP, still got the Queen ability, just clean up, which we'll skip through. Okay, so next up we're going to watch an attack on number 12 by Brent. Now Brent brings dragons like we've seen before, he loves his dragon raids. I didn't really think this would be possible with the new time. So this was a clean-up attack, as you said. No, I don't think it was actually. This was a fresh attack. He tried to drop a minion there just to get a funnel on the elixir, and he actually popped the two Teslas. I got this on my notes as a fresh attack, so I'm guessing it must have been. Yeah, he was just trying to create his funnel around there and just clear some trash. And so his plan here is Queen Walk in and do his standard Quake open, take out 2 or 3 air defences, and then start his drags. This is kind of the go-to for Brent. You see it quite a lot. And I was a bit skeptical about this, and as drags in general with the new time limit. I thought people would have to start focusing on Govarhos and Larloons, but obviously he gets the job done with just enough time. So the Queen's going to carry on walking around now. She's going to be starting to work her way up. So he's just put his king down to start tanking, just getting a little bit of damage out of the way. Drags are coming in, they're going to go straight onto that Queen, start taking her out. Dragons just come out of the CC, so they're going to have to fight through the enemy dragon and some minions, but not too big a deal. They just engage in there. Queen's about to step up and take out the 3rd air defence as soon as this town hall goes down. Going to go ahead and drop a lava in just to tank for this air defence as everything pushes up. Going to go and stick a 0.2 on this because dragons are quite slow and a bit boring to watch. So all those loons push her onto that air defence. We're just moving down the base now. A few minions for clean up top. Still got this Tesla farm down south. So he's got obviously loons coming in. He's going ahead and drop the rage just to zoom onto that. And he's still got the queen ability which he popped to break through that wall and just finish it off. Still got some drags up. Queen's going the raid on full health. And really nice raid. Okay, so I've got 3 more replays I want to show you on this one. So next up we're going to go to number 14 by Bubble Boy. Again, go Varho. It's something you're going to see a lot. It was just the feature attack of this wall, really, especially in the new meta. Everyone wanted to try them out. This was our first wall with the updates. So everyone wanted to get involved with them, and you could just see how powerful they were. So everyone was using them on both sides. Really, it was quite common. Every time your base got attacked and you saw Valks, you just thought, oh no, this isn't going to end well. We did see a few fails with them actually. There were a few fails. There were a few defensive things against Valks that worked really well. One of them was putting a golem in your CC. We had a few guys with golems in their CCs, me being one of them on one of my accounts, I can't remember which one. And they lured out the base, and they walked up, they had like a minion on it for ages, and they were just sort of wasting time and realised a minion wasn't going to beat through a golem. So kind of just started their attack up top and let the raid move on. So he did lose some Valks there, started going around the side, but obviously it wasn't too big an issue for this raid. He's broken in with an earthquake, taking up this whole core. So this golem on the attack on me walked all the way up, and drew the Valks that he just put down just back out to go and take it out, and then as it exploded, it took all the Valks to about half health. Then both the Golemites exploded, and took all the Valks down to like bare red minimum health. And he didn't drop a hill. I don't know whether he didn't notice how much damage it did or not, but they literally walked into like a wizard tower, a few point defense, and they were just gone. I mean, the golem just did dying, basically, just did absolute work on them, and so that was an interesting defense. Definitely going to need a heal to deal with golems with Valks going forward, so we've now realised. So this place is done. Just clean up. See, there was this troll Tesla up here, but he didn't bomb it. He just kind of put it there. Now you've got 4 or 5 hogs coming up here. He's got 1 small bomb, which just isn't going to be enough. So obviously the hogs go out there, take it down. I think if he did the little troll thing that people do, where he put a double giant bomb set there, then the hogs would have died, and I think his heroes would have run out of time on cleaning. See, they've got so many storages to beat through here. It was a little bit close, I believe, but he's got both heroes up, but just times 4, there's a lot of damage to get through, and his little troll Tesla almost worked. Right, so next up we're going to watch Attack on 20, I believe this was me hitting. Yeah, this was me hitting number 20. This was a fresh hit, and I can actually talk through this one a little bit as I knew what I was going to do. So my plan is obviously to go Laloon this base with a queen walk. I'm going to start my queen on this west corner, walk her up, break her in around this cannon as you see, so I know she can now step in. She's going to take out 2 air defences, both in the north, and one of the sweepers, deal with the CC. I've watched where the queen is, and I'm going to drop a jump down with a golem and my king and go and take out the queen. I was hoping I might get lucky and the king might sort of root onto the air defence and take that out as well. Didn't happen, but I did counter it and save some loons just in case. Which just left me this area to Laloon, which kind of had a nice final onto the air defence. It's like he kind of tried to stop it, but when you did all of the 4 defences outside, they kind of just all merged in together, landed on a rage, and it just went really well for me. Again, this was a P.E.K.K.A in the CCs. This was an anti-queen walk CC, but just going to show you how to deal with that, and nowadays they're just really not an issue at all. I don't put any other minion, no, just that. So I've got a wizard there just to create my funnel with the queen, just to make sure I know she's going to go the right way. So she's now going to start stepping up, and I can drop a test wall breaker now because that cannon's engaged. Go ahead and drop in my the rest of my wall breakers, open that wall up. So she's going to start to beat through this Ghost Rose, and she's going to step up, take out the air defence, take out a wizard tower I believe, and then onto the BK around when the CC comes out. And this is exactly how you want to deal with P.E.K.K.A. You want to get your rage down on your queen, so she's going to be doing loads of damage, up to high health. put the poison on the P.E.K.K.A. and then just wait a few seconds because it takes so long to swing under the poison, then just pop your ability. They're going to go down. There's not even a chance you're going to get hit at all. Obviously, it does cost your ability, which is the point of a P.E.K.K.A. In the CC, and they can obviously get a kill. They are good at that. But they are quite easy to deal with. It's quite hard for them to kill your queen unless you've had to use your ability earlier in the raid. You don't actually have to use your ability all the time as well. You can just poison and rage through it. So you see I've dropped my golem and my BK. Going to hit the BK ability. A few Teslas popped up there, so I've got a bit more damage coming onto my queen than I liked. Onto my king than I liked. I was hoping that would be it. So now I'm starting my Laloon on this east corner. I've dropped a couple hounds. I've dropped some extra balloons down here and a haste to them just so they'll get straight onto the Expo and take it out. And I've got my rage down. All my balloons are just hitting this rage. Air defense is down. Everything else is going down. And obviously this last air defense was still up. Now the hound was up, so I thought it would last a while, but obviously there was a bomb there waiting. But I had a few loons in the back end with a haste saved up, so I'm just going to do it there. Those 3 loons are just going to zip across, take it out. I've got massive balloons left on this last Tesla with just some cleanup. I've still got my queen up on full health. So many balloons up. I think that airball might have been the first balloon I lost on that raid. Poison I didn't quite need. I actually forgot about the mortar down there. I probably should have saved a loon for that, but forgot. Honestly, balloons have quite a lot of travel time, but got the job done. Okay, so the last replay I'm going to show of this raid, of this war, sorry, is NWO taking on number 24. And then I've still got about 7 or 8 attacks that I'm going to record for highlight videos, and maybe just a part 2 of this recap, to be honest. That might be the better way to go. In fact, yeah, that will be the better way to go. I'll do a part 2 after this. That'll have 7 recaps in it. So NWO has dropped his minions up top, just clearing some trash, creating its funnel for later. It started his queen walk on this east corner, walking down towards the south. Again, no surprise that it's a Go Valho attack. I'd like to think you guys aren't going to get sick of seeing them so many in one recap, as it is the new meta, and it's sort of a same style attack, but with the new Valks, it's just worth paying that a bit more attention to now. So King's coming in to engage on the Queen, just going to beat through. Got the Wizard as well, so no need for abilities or rages, absolutely fine. And the Queen is now going to push him. CC is starting to come out. You've got a couple witches there and a minion. Now he does have to use the ability here because 2 witches, they just spawn skellies so quickly that the Queen can't keep up really. You see how many there are that she has to go ahead and pop that ability just to get the witches down. See, when she puts ability, the witches instinctively get targeted for the healers and they start walking forward, so then the Queen's going to shoot them as if it was a skeleton next to her. So now up top we've got, obviously the minions were clearing up. He's got his Golem, his BK and his Valks. I'm not sure if the wall breaker failed just there or he just didn't bring enough, but they beat through that wall. They're going to come straight into a Tesla farm, so I'm guessing he's going to drop a hill down fairly early. Or is he? No, he's just going to fight straight through that. Valks attack so quickly, they just shred. Absolutely shred. He's got his Earthquake down, so the Valks have got a clear path now all the way down towards the enemy Queen. Going to have to get that hill down. There's a few on low health. Gets the hill down, just covering the enemy Queen as well. Level 30 Queen down. So quick. I mean, that was probably 2 swings there as well. Just shows how quickly they actually attack now. It's they're just crazy good. I mean, obviously the lower HP can be an issue, but as long as you've got a hill there, you're fine. And I mean, in my opinion, they were one of the most overpowered troops in the game beforehand. I used them so much. I was so confident in their ability that I couldn't argue with them. Double Giant Bomb just went down there, and the last defense drop, so the Hog stopped on it and died, but still got enough for clean up on this. But yeah, Valks, I thought they were so good beforehand. So why they got buffed kind of amazed me. I do understand why, because they were quite underused on a whole. Other than the war community, you really understand their potential, but now they're just crazy good. They're going to have to be taken down, surely. And that will be a wrap up for this recap. Obviously I'm going to record some more and probably do a part 2 to this. And just to thank you guys for watching, and obviously respect to ByeForever and Emphatic Elite for a really good war.